There we go. And here we go. Real fill 50 below. Woohoo!
Well, hopefully this
What time is
pickup will start. I've got it double plugged in. I've got the block heater on. Through this one, we've got a battery charger on that side. Make sure that opens up. This isn't fun. Grab this. Okay, there we go. All right, still got juice to it. That's always a good sign. We're gonna unplug this guy from the block heater. I'm gonna leave this here, give it a little boost. It's still plugged in. And hopefully this thing will turn over. That does help boost that battery just a touch for a start. All right, here we go. Nope. Okay, so plan B. Let's go to the other vehicle that I think will start. Hopefully it'll start. It doesn't have a block heater, but I need to grab a key.
Now we're concerned that vehicles won't start. Woo, barely.
All right, so we're gonna give this a few minutes. All right, so we gotta go chip some water. Check this one, make sure it's going. That'll continue to fill till it gets enough melt on that ice. That's not bad. The bulls are standing down here. They're looking for some water. We're just trying to move down this low spot. And it's drifted. Drifts are hard. There we go. Let that drain overflow. Don't want it to plug off, because that's what supplies water to that other tank there. Okay. I gotta move around. Yeah, those girls are not going anywhere. Forecast is normal weather in the 30s here, but
everybody's gathering in the corral. Brandon and Kaylin tried unsuccessfully to get the feed truck and the tractor to start this morning. Gonna go get a battery for the feed truck in hopes that does it. Luckily, we had a couple ton of small bales of grass hay that have been stored, and we are hoping that that'll tide them over till we can get the feed truck going. So this is what you call old school, isn't it?
older than old school.
Older than old school. Colder too. All right, so taking some of the hay out of the haystack, and they've got a calf sled that they're moving it on. 4 bales at a time, better than 2. I'm glad you can get some to them, at least for the morning.
Good morning. It's 9 below, and believe it or not, there's no wind, and it feels actually pretty good, just cold. But things still don't want to work.
It was 16 below, but
16.
no wind.
Yeah, again, no wind. It's actually manageable. So we're doing a trickle charge on the right there on the tractor for a little bit, and we're gonna get some stuff set up, and we're gonna feed, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we know this is a change out on the battery because it wasn't just that this cold weather killed it, it did, but it won't take a charge on a significant charge overnight. So we know that this battery is toast. So when it won't take a charge, it's time for replacement. This is a hell of a time to try and find out it's completely dead. So that's how it works. It's always the worst conditions it goes in because it's the most stress.
As is typical fashion when we do things on the Hashknife, inevitably we pick the wrong tool that we needed and have to make multiple trips back to the shop to find the correct tool. This is now the 4th trip back. I'm not sure what's going on, that they needed something different. I'm sure it was all legitimate. Replacing the battery in the feed truck, since it didn't start yesterday and it was pretty much frozen. Notice in the background, the girls know that food is on its way shortly. They just can't decide whether to go out to the feed ground or stick around. Yesterday, they ate in the corral, so they're hedging their bets, kind of hanging loose, to find out where exactly breakfast is going to be. Stay tuned. Hopefully, breakfast will be out on the feed ground using the feed truck in a very short time. So evidently the problem must have been finding the right tool to get the old battery out of the vehicle so that now the new battery can be in place. Kaylin, aka the mule, is headed into the shop to swap the batteries.
We have liftoff. We've got the old battery removed and the new one going in. We had to go back and forth from the shop. We couldn't figure out the
I knew what it was. You wouldn't listen
size.
to me.
Yeah, okay.
I told you which one to get.
Yeah, all right.
You said the one to fit it.
The one to fit it. Yeah, that's always a great guidance there. So now we're just gonna take this battery, secure it into the vehicle itself. Once it's secured, then we can take the terminals and we will hook them up appropriately, positive and ground, and then we'll see if this thing will work. Yesterday, we had to feed in the corrals with the 60-pound bales. We had to by hand take them to the corrals and kind of make 2 lines. But today, because the pickup started, we've got the big bales, they see the pickup and we are headed to the feed spot. And that's where we'll meet them. Same chores, different day. He's gonna pull this end off. This is not as good of an end as the most recent one was, but he's gonna grab those 6 strings that are holding it together, combine them all, consolidate them all in essentially one big string, and then he'll pull it all the way across to the back end, get it clear. There you go. Pull it out. There it is. Just trying to get a flake or 2, that's it. And then he's gonna drive away and slowly push it off. We've arrived back at the hay yard, and now he's going to grab 2 more bales. These last 2 bales for him, normally we do just 2 bales, but today we're doing 3. It's still pretty cold. Get some calories in them, give them maybe a little bit of extra bedding to help with the cold. There you go, bale number 1 loaded up. Go, number 3 coming in. All right, there we go. And now we're gonna haul it out to the field and then we'll drop her off. Here's the girls. We're gonna drop these things off. Hey, baby girl, I don't have any treats for you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. It's cold out, isn't it? Yeah. She's the ranch mascot. She's looking a little old and rough, but yeah, I know. Everybody loves her. There we go, loading up bale 3. They're gonna come at me here and hopefully we'll go get loaded up and go take care of the ponies. Woo! Cows are fed. Now it's been 4 days since the horses had feed, so it's their turn. Ready for them to get some. We only got 10 out here right now.
4 days, because that's how long it took us to clean it up.
Yeah,
It's 10 of them.
it's not because we're being inhumane or anything. It's just no reason to waste the feed. Wait until they finish eating. We just did the math. It's, you know, taking about 25 pounds per horse a day. Pretty good amount. So same thing. This is the good grass hay, so it's gonna flake off a whole lot easier. There's no mold in this. The horses are always getting the best hay because just based off their digestive systems and everything like that, it's easier for them to consume and digest it, where the cows, it's not preferable to give them mold, but they can at least handle it. The horses really can't. All right, yesterday we tried to start this and it didn't work. So we're gonna try and start it up again today. And we got it on trickle, like a little trickle boost right now. We're gonna preheat it a couple times here, get glow plugs and everything working. It says it's preheat complete. Do it one more. Here we go. I'm getting the signal from Dad, turn her over. So let's see what we can do. All right, cross your fingers. Nope, not gonna work. So we're gonna have to jump her. Everything's ready to go. Dad's got a little bit of rev going from the pickup. Oh, she's trying. Sounds like we got her. All right, there we go. Now we can get to work. Had a real feel of 50 below yesterday. Actual temp, ambient was 22 below zero. All Fahrenheit. We're in the United States. Today it's 9 below Fahrenheit, 9 below zero Fahrenheit, but it's been actually increasing. I think we've hit a high for the last probably 72 to 96 hours of 3 above. So we're about 3 above right now. What's fantastic is I feel actually pretty comfortable. There's no wind. Obviously it's chilly and it's cold, but it's just a nice, quiet, dry cold. It's not really. It's not miserable. It's really not. As long as you're covered. Like right now, I got pretty thin gloves on, but I'm covered. But chores aren't finished. It's still noon, just a little afternoon. We started at 8. The hardest part today has been getting vehicles started. It's still cold. The cold just sucked out all of the energy of those batteries in the vehicle, so we've been trying to get them all back together. But now we gotta make sure everybody's got water. They have access to water. But that's different from actually having water, because we gotta make sure that the water can actually get through. So like right here is a drain pipe that goes down to a second trough, which I'm sure is getting probably dry or close to it, because I'm seeing ice build up over there too. But I'm gonna clear this out, and then the cows are coming in for water because they've just finished eating. And we'll see if I can get this cleaned out and then get that cleaned out before cows come in. Didn't work out quite like I hoped. Pretty well set. Might need to go over there on the bull's side and be a little more careful with her. There we go. Now that we got the tractor running, he's moving hay around. So yeah, this is actually this is way better than yesterday. Woo! Way better. Yeah, get some good chunks right here. Get these knocked out of here. There we go. Let's see if I can break that. If I can get that one piece over there, get a little greedy here. Instead of trying to move around so much. There we go. Alright, stick with me. There we go. We got a live one. People might be saying, why are you climbing gates like that? Well, mostly because they're frozen. We got some snow holding it up and actually supporting it, so I'm not really afraid to step on the floating end and stuff like that. So I'll take advantage of the cold weather in that regard. There we go, got it, yeah. So this is the other tank, and as I said, it's fed by that one. There's actually a line that runs underground right about here, comes over. And I gotta make sure this one's clean up because it directly fills in. You can see that cow's got just a small hole to drink from. So like I explained before, they have access to water, but they can't get to the water itself. This is at least, probably 3 inches thick at least, for sure. That's a good hunk right there. There we go. Who knows, maybe if I can kind of chip it away like this, it might work. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's actually working pretty good. Without a bunch of slush like this. Not like that. It's gonna work. I hope the camera is picking this up sufficiently. We'll see. Like I said, I'm okay with being a little less, or a little more aggressive, less cautious, so to speak. Because this is just polymer, just like that. There we go. We do have a metal stake kind of holding it up in that position, but the pipe itself is polymer. And of course there's ice all over because the girls come over here and they slosh around. I'm moving around a lot. You'd be surprised. 0 degrees or slightly above 0, but you're moving around like this, you don't want to sweat too much. Let's see if we can get a bunch of slush out here. Yeah, I can do it, but I want to do it more efficiently, so I think I'm going to go grab a spud bar and we'll try this out on the spud bar. I grabbed one of my favorite tools on the ranch, actually. As heavy as it is and as painful as it can be to haul around. Grab the spud bar. And particularly today, not only is it heavy and will help me get through this ice, it's also metal. So, gotta kind of watch your hands because it might get cold real fast. Even walking down here, I was kind of swapping hands, throwing it over each shoulder. That way, I didn't have to get too cold too quick. As you can see, it's fantastic because we normally use it to chip through sandstone. But this will go through ice just as well. If I can maybe score some pretty good solid lines in this ice, I might be able to chip right down the middle of this. And of course, I currently live at about 500 feet elevation. Coming up here about 3,400. Significant difference. Got it. Kind of trying to be gentle with it. I am pretty close to that. Just like that. cut some of it. That was kind of horrible, honestly. No, there's normally an outlet to let all this water go out, but because it's frozen over, the outlet's plugged up, so all it does is it rises and goes to the lowest elevation. The lowest elevation is the southern end of the bunker. So that's why it's iced over. So I'm not going to continue. That's not worth my time and energy. I'm not going to take out the edge because, as you probably saw earlier, I almost pushed this out and I don't want to bend it and break it, especially in this cold weather. So this is probably going to be as good as it is for now. There, so I got water here, water there. Check the horse's post again. That was good. So I guess it's probably close to 1 o'clock by now. Morning chores are done.